What is going on, everybody? You already know who it is. It is your boy the Juggernaut here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys the complete guide if you're switching from console to PC. You guys already know that the CDL, they already announced that all the Call of Duty championships and everything is going to be over on PC. So a lot of people are going to be switching over to PC. This is the best time to do it, and I'm basically just going to run through all the settings that you need to use for a controller on PC. This is a complete guide. I'm gonna go through all the settings, so let's hop right into it. So right now, this is what your game is going to currently look like. Well, actually, let's first get into the controller. So I have my Scuff right here, but this works with any PS4 controller. And a lot of people have problems saying, how do I connect my PS4 to my PC? So what I do is literally just use the cable. Thing is a micro USB cable, and I just plug it into my PC. You want to be wired, that way you have the lowest latency possible. Don't play through Bluetooth or anything like that. Even if your motherboard supports it, play with the wired connection. You can get a cable for like 13 bucks, okay, over at GameStop. Super easy. Now that's out the way, let's hop right into the game. So your game is going to look something like this. All right, also I want to say that if you are on a 60 hertz monitor, upgrade to 144 immediately. Get 144, or if you have the money, get a 240 hertz monitor. It's going to help you out a lot. The game's just going to look way smoother, and you're going to get a lot of value out of having a higher refresh rate monitor. So now that's out the way, this is what your game is going to look like. Okay, this is basically the default console aim, or not aim, but default console settings. You are going to want to go into your settings, go to your options. We're going to skip keyboard and mouse because you guys are not using that. You're going to go to general. First thing you're going to do is you're going to change your input device to controller. Next, you want to go to your field of view. You're going to raise this up to at least 100. I suggest starting out at 100. If you guys are used to the 80 FOV, switch it up to 100 because that's going to help you out and see your around you a lot more. So this is the default right here. Actually, I'm going to go to this door. All right, this is what this door looks like with the default FOV. Now I'm gonna switch it to 100. Go to your settings, switch it to 100. Boom. You see how it's zoomed out a little? I could see a little bit more to my left and right. All right, so now that that's out the way, next thing you're gonna wanna go to is your brightness, personal preference. Goes to your monitor and everything. This is personal preference. HUD, horizontal heads on, 100, 100. Skip introduction to movie, put that on. Okay, it skips introduction and Modern Warfare. Tooltips, I have disabled, subtitles disabled, colorblind. If you're using a colorblind filter, go ahead, put that on whatever you had on console. Next thing, Minimap Shape. I personally have it on square. If you guys want to get ready for Black Ops Cold War, switch it to round. Okay, square in this game, you just see more and it's out further, but Black Ops Cold War has a round minimap. I don't know if they're going to add a square. I personally play on square, but if you guys want to get used to Black Ops Cold War, then put it on round. Next thing you want to go, minimap rotation enabled, same thing on console. Compass, you want in letters, or you can have it in numbers. I just have it in letters. Okay, so it shows both of them, letters and numbers. Text to chat enabled. Profanity filter, I have this disabled because I don't care. Dismemberment, I have it on because I like some of the gore effects that they have with certain guns. FPS counter, I like to see what FPS, that's what's in the top left corner. I like to see how much FPS I'm getting. Server latency is the big thing, how much your latency is to the server. And then your packet loss basically tells you if you are lagging or anything. So I have a 7 millisecond latency to the server. This basically tells you your ping to the server. It's super helpful to have on. That way you know if you're like on an 80 ping or a 50 ping. Super helpful, so I keep that on. My graphics temperature, I like to have that on to see how hot my graphics card is getting. And then all the rest of this, mute sound widgets, disabled. Next thing, big thing you want to do, okay, go to your graphics settings. I have a 2060 in my graphics right now. you're going to want to switch all of this. You want to have your refresh rate to the highest that your monitor allows. So you want to switch that to 240. My case is 240 because I have a 240 refresh rate on monitor. Your render resolution, 240 1080p. Keep this native. I keep it at 100. Keep it at 100. Next thing you want to go to, sync every frame. I personally don't play with G-Sync or FreeSync. If you have a FreeSync monitor for AMD users, I don't use this at all because it adds latency. So I turn it off. Turn it off. That's what I recommend. Next thing, custom frame rate limit. You want to drop down to this. You want to have this set to your monitor's refresh rate. So mine is 240. Then you want to go down and set this to your custom frame rate to 60. Okay, keep this at 60 in menu. This means that when you're browsing through the menus, it's locked at 60. Then out of focus, basically if you alt tab, you keep this at 30. That means that your game's running at 30 FPS. So that's what you want to have. Want to collapse this. NVIDIA highlights, you want to disable this. Do not have it on, don't use it. Display gamma, I have 2.2, use that. Next thing you want to go, texture resolution. This all depends on your system. I personally keep it on high. Keep it on high. Now I reset this tab so that you guys can go through. This is what yours is going to look like. Next thing, Anastropic Filtering. I have this on low. I really don't care how clean the ground looks, okay? Having a texture resolution on high means that you can see player characters a lot easier. Keep this on low. Particle quality, you can keep this on high, keep this on low, it doesn't matter. I just keep it on low personally. This has no performance impact on your PC. Next thing, bullet impact and sprays. Some people play with this off. I personally like to play with it on because I like to see where bullets are coming from when people are shooting me. It's really hard to see people in this game, so if you have this on, then it's really going to help you out. Pixelation near basically tells you, it says right there, it changes the amount of some scene. I keep this on near, okay? Keep it on near or have it disabled, one of the two. Disable it if you are wanting the most FPS. So we're just going to disable because we want the most competitive advantage that we have. Next thing, shadow map resolution. Turn this to low. Okay, you're going to see a huge impact in performance. Next thing, Cashbot Shadows and Cache Sun Shadows. You want to keep this on, okay? If you keep this on and you have a 16 gigabytes of RAM, it's going to help you out immensely. I think 16 gigabytes of RAM is the standard. You can check in your system when you buy it, or if you're just upgrading, check to see if you have 16 gigabytes of RAM. If not, if you have 8, turn this off, okay? If you have 8, turn it off. It doesn't help you. It only helps if you have a 16 gigabytes of RAM or higher. Particle lighting, I keep this on low. It really doesn't change anything, but I do get like a couple of FPS increase. Ray tracing, disabled, turn that off. You're going to see a huge performance increase. Ambient Inclusion, disabled. I hate playing with this on. Don't play with it. It adds like a blur effect. Turn it off. Screen space resolution, disabled. Keep that off. Don't want that. Now, Anti-Aliasing, I really don't mind jagged edges, so I keep it off. But if you want to have this on, just go to the first setting, okay? Other than that, leave it off. Depth of field, out of focus blur effect is disabled. So basically what this means is everything, when you zoom in, everything around you is kind of blurred. You don't want that. Disable that. Filmic Strength, keep this at 1 if you don't have it. If you don't have anti-aliasing on, just do what they say, keep it at 1. World motion blur, disable that. Weapon motion blur, disable that. Film grain, keep at 0. Hit R2, apply. There. So that's pretty much that right there. Everything turned off. Let me just make sure. Yeah. So that is that. Keep your resolution on high. If you want the best FPS, turn this on low. Next thing you want to go to audio. My best audio, and you're going to notice that when you're playing on PC, the audio sounds a little different. I play on boost 100. Turn your music volume all the way down. Dialogue effect volume 40. That's pretty much just so I can hear, hey, enemy UAV calling in or coming in. I don't want that blasting in my ear. I just want like a nice subtle enemy UAV, you know, or carrier coming, something like that. Just keep it. Effects volume want this all the way up because it's basically footsteps, gunshot sounds, all that good stuff. Juggernaut music I have enabled. You can turn this off. This is just personal preference, doesn't really matter. Voice chat enabled. Voice chat device system default. Basically whatever you use to talk, that's your system default, you are going to be using this, okay? And let me know if you want a separate video on how to set up. I have Astro A40s. Let me know if you want that, like what I use and everything. Voice chat recording mode, open mic. You want to have this on if you're playing on controller. Basically, if you're playing on PC with mouse and keyboard, you can have push to talk. But open mic means that your mic's open. Mic recording threshold, I have mine at 316. All this just depends on your microphone. Now, the very important tab we're going to go over is controller. I have a scuff controller, okay? So that means that I have paddles in the back. You can use this with a regular PS4. You can use it with the Xbox. You can use it with a 360 controller. That's the beauty about PC. It doesn't matter what controller you have. So I have everything on default. My dead zone is actually set to 10. This is pretty much console stuff. Your sensitivity, forget about what you were playing on console, because it's going to feel way different once you move to PC, okay? You're at a higher FOV, which zooms out, so your sensitivity is going to feel a little slower. I play on 6.6. I believe that's a good starting point. Play on it for like a week, and then if you feel like it's too high, drop it down. Drop it down till you don't feel like it's too high, and then play on it for a week, and then maybe bump it up. Keep that. My ADS sensitivity multiplayer, low zoom and high zoom is 1:1. Some people like dropping this down. I personally don't. It's all personal preference. Response curve type, I have standard. Some people play on linear, some people play on dynamic. That is personal preference. Try each setting out. I personally find that dynamic actually helps me with recoil control over on PC, and sometimes I switch back and forth, but for the sake of this video, we're going to keep it on standard. Controller vibration, turn it off. I don't like playing with vibration. That's also personal preference. Aim assist, you want to have it on standard, okay? Keep your aim assist on standard. You can go to focusing, but what I find with focusing is that it's super hard. It's too much aim assist for me. So if you're new and you like focusing, play on focusing, but keep it on standard. Don't go precision, don't go disabled. Keep it on standard or focusing, one of the two. Scale FOV aim assist. So since this picture is actually bugged, so the picture on the left, aim assist region doesn't scale with FOV. So basically the picture on the left is it enabled and the picture on the right is it disabled. So basically what it does is you have a bigger hitbox as your FOV is coming back. So you're playing on a little higher FOV than console, keep this on. It'll help you out immensely. My weapon mount activation is double tap. Weapon mount activation or weapon mount movement. So basically I just double tap my ADS to mount, and then I just move to unmount. Aim down sight behavior is hold. Equipment behavior is hold. Use/reload behavior, contextual tap. This will help you out immensely, and it is a game changer, especially if you are playing Warzone. This will help you out a lot. You can just pick things up super fast. Depleted ammo, weapon switch. Yes, I have that enabled. Slide behavior, tap. Auto move forward. Nope, nope. And that's pretty much all the settings right there, guys. Now you guys can notice that when I'm playing, when I zoom in, it doesn't zoom in. Okay, now this is going to be another thing you have to think about when you're playing on PC now. So I can have it like this, and see how I zoom in. I can see all the way to my right, and I can see all the way to my left. Now, this is something that I personally like. I feel like 100 FOV is perfect. You can still see enemies pretty good, and I can still see outside, like outside of my ADS pretty good, okay? But then if you don't like that and you want to change that, go to your field of view settings and then go down to ADS field of view. It's on affected. You can actually switch this to independent. So what basically this does is it zooms in and it goes back to the default FOV. If you like that, by all means, use it. It actually helps you out when staying on target. So I'm running through here. Oh, I see somebody over here in the back corner. I can zoom in and see them a little bit easier now. See how I don't see that vase? I zoom in, I see the vase, I can shoot it. But if I change this setting, FOV to affected, then it stays the same. It's still kind of hard. But here, so you guys notice, pay attention to right here, okay? I'm zooming in, I can still see right there. But if I change this to independent, I zoom in, see how I can't see over here? I have to move over here now. That's why I really don't like this setting, but some people, they really do like it. So that's pretty much everything that we can cover right now when it comes to playing with the controller on PC. Just go through here real quick. Nothing you have to worry about mouse sensitivity. Let me know if you guys want to see a PC guide if you're trying to move to mouse and keyboard. As always, guys, stay blessed, stay humble. This is my personal settings that I use. I don't know why my Warzone is up all the way. That's weird. Huh. I can't change. Oh, main menu. Yeah. So this is pretty much all my settings. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know if you want to see another one like this when Cold War comes out. Got a bunch more videos coming. I mostly play on mouse and keyboard now. I converted. So as always, guys, stay blessed and stay humble, and I'll catch you in a future video. Peace.